Hi, James. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. The dynamics of a two-quarterback class and putting that together, convincing both players that it's the right situation for them. How did your staff go about that, and how would you describe those two guys that you brought into the position?
Well, I think the first thing is we started with that approach because we weren't sure about what Tommy was going to do. And then once we kind of committed to that, we stayed with it. We stayed with it. We always want to have 5 quarterbacks on scholarship. That's going to allow us to do that. Obviously, in a perfect world, you'd love one spread out. One is a senior, one is a junior, one is a sophomore, one is a freshman. But there's not too many programs in the country that have it like that. But like we try to do with everything, we were just upfront and honest and transparent from the beginning with their families and with them. And Taekwon, never really seemed to faze him at any point. And really, Michael jumped on after the fact, and he already knew. So they both were great about it, and I thought Coach Ronnie did a really good job. And two guys that really kind of fit our profile with kind of what we're looking for. I think they're excited about Penn State. I got a little bit of a cold. So it just worked out really well. With Michael, I've known Michael's dad for 20 years. He was the quarterbacks coach with the Atlanta Falcons with Michael Vick, and I was offered the receivers job. So we go way back, and then obviously having an opportunity to develop a relationship with his son and seeing what he was able to do, that was really good. And then New Jersey, where Taekwon's from, great football, very competitive. I look at that league in New Jersey, very similar to the league in the Maryland, D.C. area. High-level football, coached really well, very competitive. Taekwon came to camp and, earned it the hard way. Came to camp. We loved how he threw. The ball came out of his hand, but he didn't run a 40. And we said, hey, you need to come back. You need to come back and do all the testing. And he came back. And we offered him, and he didn't take much longer after that. He committed and, never changed. And I think that's the thing I'm really proud of is you guys have heard me talk about this before. We don't pressure guys. In a lot of ways, we try to talk guys out of committing. You sure you want to do this? You sure you want to do this? What if you get this offer next week? What if you get that offer? I'd rather you not commit than commit and change your mind later. Make sure the high school coach is okay with it. Make sure the parents are all okay with it. Everybody on the same page. You sure this is what you want to do? Once you shake my hand, we're engaged, and there's no more dating. There's no more flirting. Once you sign, we're married, and there's no divorce. I ask them what's their favorite NFL team. Okay, well, what if they want to draft you right out of high school? That's how strong I want you to feel about it. Or I'd rather you wait. It's funny because then some people say, well, shouldn't they have the right to go on 5 visits? Yeah. Don't commit. Go on 5 visits. So we just try to be very, very upfront and honest with them about the process and kind of what we're looking for. And what we also talk about is that commitment and that loyalty is a two-way street. They're committed to us and we're committing to them. So, I feel really good about how the whole thing has played out. And those two guys have been great. And they've, this isn't like the old days where, there was no scholarship limits and you'd show up and there was 6 quarterbacks in the recruiting class and, nobody had internet. You just kind of showed up and that's what it was before the scholarship limits. You hear some of those nightmare stories, being the 9th quarterback at school Y. Everybody kind of knows, and I think it's really good because guys can make really positive, informed decisions that are going to allow them to go on and be very successful.
James, you had some staff turnover earlier in the process.